All right, now I have officially got some power in here. The whole house isn't powered up. I've just got one circuit on, so it's the bathroom, upstairs and downstairs outlet. But that's enough that I can run some work lights, and I think this afternoon I'm gonna pick up some Christmas lights. Kind of broke right now, just waiting on a check to clear because I've been spending so much darn money on this house and taking time away working. But anyways, you don't need to hear me complain. Complaining is for losers. But anyways, I'm gonna pick up some Christmas lights this afternoon, but in the meantime, I'm going to run some venting out of my HVAC up here. I only have one vent run so far, but I've got all my material here ready to roll. I think I'm gonna get started on that and make some headway in that side of things. So anyways, let me kind of show you what the vents are gonna look like here. So basically, throughout the floor, we have our vents cut in there and just in, you know, different spots throughout. Got a couple here. Those are returns actually, which is why there's this pan thing in there. And then as you remember, when we put up our trunks, we did our takeoffs on them ahead of time. So basically, wherever there's a takeoff in the duct like that, or in the trunk rather, or you can see there's two there, there's gonna be a vent in the ceiling here. So you can see we've got one vent there, one vent there. We've got our two takeoffs right there. And the same is true throughout the entire house. So essentially all I need to do is I need to create 6-inch ducts with the vents that'll either go up or go down. And then I can install those, and then I just need to screw them together, and then I need to pooky that one joint at the takeoff, which is gonna be a little tricky because it's kind of tucked up in there and it's relatively close quarters, but we can make it work. And I think I might pick up some that actual tape. It's sort of like aluminum tape, so I can seal it off in the spots where it's too tight to get the brush for the pooky in there, but I could at least slide a piece of tape in there and pull the backer sealant thing off of it so it can fully seal all the way around that. So anyways, let's get to running some ducts. Just gonna grab some gloves from my truck. Box of tools from Rango Tools. They make titanium tools. The guy who started this used to work for Spec Ops Tools. Kind of similar style of tools, but he specializes in all titanium stuff. Let's see what we got here. Sweet little flat bar cat's paw. That'll definitely get some use. This is a flat bar. This is steel, actually. You can just feel by the weight of it. Oh, but it's got these cool the wide side pullers. Those are pretty cool. I'm assuming this is a hammer. Oh, nice. Wood grip titanium hammer. Give this to one of my homies. This is a regular cat's paw. Seems nice. It's got a cool blade wrench in it. Trim flat bar. Got two of those. Oh, sweet. This is the little, kind of like their version of a fastback knife. Pretty nice. With a cool little blade pack. Some tapes. 25, 225. That was nice of him to send it over. That's everything. Thanks to homie for sending those out. It will get used. If not by me, by some of my coworkers. This cart's pretty nice. Crescent Tools Sight Runner is what it's called. I just picked this up from a house we finished building. It's mine, but I had it over there. It's perfect for something like HVAC though, where I can just throw all the parts and different tools and everything on there. I can wheel it all around. Look at that, even the snips are Crescent. Gotta go grab my sawhorses. Probably make my little station right here. These ducts are kind of a pain to clip together just because it's such a good connection actually. It's a good strong material, so it's you're really fighting a lot of stubbornness. Oh, come on. Come on, baby. Oh. Okay, I probably made that look easier than it actually is. Probably assemble a handful of these just so I've got them ready stay. So here, what I'm gonna do, you see my vent here, I'm going to measure from the takeoff to the inside of that vent. This is perfect because I'm a little angled, but we have a little play. I'm gonna call it 106.5. So now I can take my ducts, get my ducts in a row. Haha. I'm such a good comedian. And I'll see. Should. Wow, it's the simple things that are so much harder when you're by yourself. This might actually be easier on the ground. So these fancy pliers, or whatever you want to call them, are basically like, let's see if I can get the camera to show you. It's got these teeth. So when I pinch it on the sheet metal, it's basically gonna add ribs to it, which decreases the circumference, so it's easier to fit inside. And there's just a little bit of a flat spot here, so I'm just gonna use this to give me a little more, hopefully, freedom in getting these together. Oh yeah, look at that. Perfect. So that's the move right there. I probably could fidget with it and make it work if you don't have these at home. Something else I'll do is I'll just pinch it with needle nose and just twist it. It'll put a long dimple in it just like that. And then you can, you know, get it together or put that, make that size smaller, however you need. So I'm gonna get these pulled a little tighter. Look at that. 3 screws, more or less spread out evenly along this is what you want to do. So I already forgot my dimension. 106.5, I believe I said it was. These are 5-foot panels, so we should have enough extra. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run my vent on this end, and then I'll hook from my vent to pull my overall, just so that way I don't have to worry about getting reveals not perfect and then my measurements don't line up. So this guy, I think I'm gonna need to do the same kind of thing where I dimple this side to get me a little more room to work with. This one's a little like oblong, I think is the right term, where it's not like a perfect circle, but the vent is a perfect circle. So you kind of got to fight it to get it in there. Okay, that looks like it'll work right there. And I'm just gonna cut this with a grinder because my life's gonna be so much easier if I use a grinder. All right, so this duct is ready to be pookied, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make at least a few of these. I'll make them all together, put them in a row, and I'll pookie them all at once. So that way, I don't know, I just feel like that's more efficient. That's a Larry Hahn thing. If you don't know who Larry Hahn is, look him up. You will probably like him. All right, vent number 2. This one we will go 128.5. I'm gonna switch up my strategy a little bit here. So I have this little duct here that is in relatively good shape. So I think I'm gonna use this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run around, crimp this guy up. Now the reason I'm gonna use this, even though it's a really short piece, because this duct is 128.5, and 2 of these ducts together is 120. So I'll add a little bit of length from the vent, but not much. So I'll be left with like a really short piece. And a really short piece, I feel like it's just gonna be a pain. I feel like just asking for failure. There might be some kind of number you wanna try to avoid, but going shorter, this is probably close to 16 inches. I feel like that's probably a good number to try not to go less than. So I'm gonna use this to start, so that way I'll cut off a little bit off the end of one of my ducts, and it also just lets me use more of my material, on top of the fact that I think it's just gonna give me a better product in the end. So you'll see. And then I've got a different strategy as well that I want to try with the mounting the vent. I think I'm gonna first mount the vent so I can do it with the pipe standing up, which will be really easy with this because it's just a little shorty. Got a little bit of a crook in it. Duct's a little better. Don't fall. Stay. Okay, one more duct to add. Oh my gosh, look at that. Whew, okay, let's pull our overall. 128.5 with a mouthful of Milwaukee ink cloth. All the way around, keep it nice and straight. Beautiful. Duct number 2, ready. All right, now with these two run, let's see if I can pull this off. Getting them up on here. Now we'll get to Pooky in these puppies. This all sealed up, real good like. Bigger the glob, better the job, as they say. And that is wisdom across multiple trades. Welding, painting, caulking. It's just basically wisdom. Now, this piece right here, this is the first duct I put up. I only have one screw in it because that was all I could fit. But I picked up something that's gonna help me make this happen. Here it is. Ow, my secret weapon. Flexible, right angle extension. Should be perfect for squeezing it in over there. Oh, man, that really is gonna be tough, ain't it? Nice, there's one. Okay, 3 screws in there. Not even gonna try to Pooky that one. I think I'm gonna tape it. So fortunately, I have someone I can call when I have HVAC questions. Like I'm basically just gonna ask about where it's acceptable to use tape versus Pooky. So anyways, let me see. When I'm running HVAC duct, where is it acceptable to use tape, like the aluminum tape, as opposed to Pooky or whatever that sealant is?
Absolutely. So when you're running HVAC ducting, there's definitely a place for that aluminum foil tape and a place for the mastic sealant, aka Pooky as people lovingly call it. In general, aluminum tape is totally fine for sealing your duct seams and joints where you have a nice, clean metal-to-metal connection. It's quick, easy, and it's definitely code compliant in a lot of residential applications. Now, if you've got larger gaps, weird joints, or anything that might not be a perfect fit, like some flexed up connections or transitions, mastic sealant is your best friend. It's a little messier, but it does a great job at sealing those irregular spots where tape might not hold as well over time. So basically, use tape on straightforward seams and joints and break out the mastic for anything that needs a little extra coverage or if you want that extra airtight seal in tricky spots.
Great, thanks.
You're very welcome. Anytime you need a little HVAC wisdom or anything else,
It's so nice having professionals in the trades to educate you on your outside of scope adventures. So on that note, I think I'm gonna go pick up a little tape, and I think I'm gonna get some Christmas lights too, and I think I'm gonna run some Christmas lights on the house because that's sick. All right, so I picked up the tape right here. It's sort of like a foil-ish tape. That's how you get the seal. It's UL listed, I believe it's called. And I also picked up the Christmas lights. So I installed those before it got dark, but now the sun has gone down, as you saw. We've been having some pretty dope winter sunsets. So I'm just gonna tape up this joint, then I'm gonna head home for my nephew's birthday. And actually now, today is my niece's birthday because one of my big sisters just had her first baby. So happy birthday to Caroline. Let's do some tape and, as I would say, GTFO out of here. All right, so my hope is that this tape is gonna be easier to fit inside here than Pooky would be on its own. We will see. Now, kind of what I've seen is that you can basically get the tape on it where it would go, and then sort of like peel the paper off of it after it's in place. Now we're gonna test this theory. Let's see here. Okay, that worked. Got a little extra tape, so I might as well just go double layered with it. And get one more piece on the top. That's in there pretty good. All right, let's go see what these lights look like. There we have it. 'Tis the season. All right, we did it. By we, I mean I did it completely alone. Anyways, oh boy, it's dark. Where's my switch? Not too crazy of a day, but thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching. Got some more duct work done. Got the lights up. Anyways, I'm off, and we'll be back again soon.